16 cores, 64 gig of RAM, 1 terabyte of NVMe SSD, and liquid cooling. Let's have some fun. Hello all, and welcome back to Coder Day. I don't plan to talk about hardware on this channel, but I just received the components for my new workstation, so I thought it could be fun if we build it together. Let's see what we have here. Alright, everything's unpacked. Let's start with the CPU. We have here our Ryzen 9, AMD Ryzen 9 3950X, which is a 16-core CPU at 3.5 GHz, which makes it the most powerful AMD desktop CPU on the market right now. Then we have 64 gig of RAM from G.Skill in the Ripjaw 5 series. These, of course, are 4 modules of 16 gig each. It's DDR4 3200. Of course, we're going to plug that into a motherboard. My motherboard of choice for today's build is this Asus ROG Crosshair 8 Hero, which mounts X570 chipset, and basically has all the I/O and all the ports you would ever need in a motherboard. This is a very powerful solution. As a storage device, I'm going with the Corsair MP600, which is a M.2 NVMe SSD, 1 terabyte capacity, and this is actually PCI Express Gen 4, so it should be, in theory, very fast. Let's move then to the not so high-end component on my rig, which is the graphics card. This is a NVIDIA GTX 1650, which, as you know, is not super powerful, but is more than enough for what I have to do. All of this will be powered by this EVGA 750 watt fully modular power supply, and finally cooled by this water cooling solution from Corsair. This is a H115i Platinum all-in-one water cooler. As I mentioned before, I obviously have also a case, but I'm not going to unpack it now because, as a normal rule, you will want to mount this, to assemble this before putting it on a case, so you make sure that everything is compatible, everything works together, and only then you will put it into a case. So what I'll do now is assembling the main components of my system, see that everything works, and then let's take it from there. In my case, I had to remove the heatsink from the NVMe drive because this motherboard already has one heatsink embedded, so this couldn't fit. Okay, it took a while, but finally we have everything assembled. I have my RAM in place, I have my graphic card, my CPU, and the water cooling, and of course a PSU. I also brought a monitor so we can test if the system posts, which means basically if it starts. As you can see, I assembled my motherboard and all the other components on top of the motherboard box. And I also have some plastic in between, which is also provided by the box of the motherboard. I do this because you want to avoid any static interference when you build and when you test your motherboard. I think we're ready to try. As you can see, the motherboard has some postcode in here and some status LEDs, so you can check what's the status of your system. And it also has some RGBs here. I had some RGBs on the water cooling block and of course on the radiator. And here we are. The system posted and we are in the BIOS right now. So let's check that everything is okay. The CPU seems to be correctly reported as a Ryzen 9 3950X with 16 cores. We have 64 gig of RAM, DDR4 at 3200 megahertz. So again, this is perfect. The CPU is currently operating in idle at about 40 degrees Celsius, and the CPU package is about 54 degrees Celsius. This is fine because my water cooler fans are set to operate at the lower speed possible. The only thing that is wrong here is that it's reported like about 4,000 RPMs, and of course this is not the real speed of the fan because they are operating in a very slow mode. So I'll have to double check about this. Probably I need to update the BIOS or something like that. But overall, I would say everything is good. And the main reason I came here it was to check if the CPU and the RAM are detected correctly, and apparently they are. So we can proceed. Now that we know that everything works correctly, it's time to switch this off and put this puppy into its case. But we will do it next time. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe with the button below. And also leave me some comment if you want to see something different, something more about this setup, or just if you have any comment about this video. See you soon at Coder Day.